Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Magical Memories with Maddie podcast. For today's episode, I'm going to do a guide to the Universal Orlando theme parks. I'm going to do the water park separate just because I feel like this is a lot of information because I'm going to cover Express Pass, Coca-Cola Freestyle, my Universal photos, not Disney, wrong theme park, and of course the theme parks themselves and City Walks. So because I'm doing so much out covering for these parks, I decided let's just stick to those. And Volcano Bay can be its own guide. And there's a lot to Volcano Bay as well with the whole tapu and everything. So I wanted to take some more time to go into more depth into Volcano Bay. Now I had an early morning today because I just woke up and booked 2 reservations back to back because I am a Disney travel agent and Universal and Disneyland and cruises and all inclusives and all kinds of stuff. And I'd be happy to help book your next trip. But because I had that early start, I'm just now drinking my coffee because I was busy. And my overnight oats, which are a little too runny for my liking, so I'm annoyed by that. So anyway, let's get started. So I actually want to start with Coca-Cola Freestyle and stuff first, just to get those out the way. So the Coca-Cola Freestyle cup is a great cup option if you are kind of a soda drinker, maybe you like Powerade a lot, or really anything that you can find in the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine. You can actually go look up Coca-Cola Freestyle and they'll take you to the website and it'll show you every drink included with the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. But this is a great program if you like that. Now, it's not for everybody. If you're going to drink water all day, you can get water for free out of those machines. You do not need to pay for this cup. But there are great benefits to this cup if you're really going to use it because it's valid in the parks. And this cup works for Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida, and Volcano Bay. And they have one machine in City Walk because City Walk's like right there. And so that's great because your cup is valid till like midnight, I want to say, each day. So if you like stay to midnight in City Walk, you're getting more use out of your cup. And that's totally great because those cups are not cheap. It starts at like $20 per day and it's $10 every day to reactivate it. But God knows what the price is now, whenever you're listening, depending on when you're listening, because they probably have gone up on the price. But that's currently the price. Once activated, the cup allows you to drink any drink from the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines around those parks every 10 minutes, essentially. They do that in order to keep you from sharing, but like if you like the same drink, you can share, and if you can handle waiting like 10 minutes, you can share. Yeah. So that's the Coca-Cola Freestyle cup. Now, like I said, it's valid in the theme parks, City Walk, and Volcano Bay. This cup I did on my last trip because I wanted to see for myself if it was worth it. And I wanted to note, for me, it's not. If you're like me, if you're not going to drink a ton of soda, if you're just drinking it just because you paid for it, it's kind of not fun. I did try to find other things on the machine, and that's why I initially was like, let me do it, because they had peace tea and they had other stuff. But then I was like, I don't even like drinking that stuff, like it's just not for me. Also, like I said, the water was free. And then the other thing on that is, yeah, you can get ices with it at like the little quick service stands, which that is so cool. That is almost worth it if it's hot enough outside and you want ices frequently. Worth it if you're gonna get ices, but it's not otherwise. And also, you like need a straw because it doesn't come through the hole very well by itself when it's slushy, icy, whatever. But more in depth on the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines, they're not as like wide around the parks as you think they are. In fact, it was like a scavenger hunt to look for them because they're not very prominent. The ones that I know of for sure in the parks, there's one in Seuss Landing, like right across where the Grinch meet and greet is. And there's only like 2 over there. There's the one in City Walk, which is like right at the middle of the big Coca-Cola hut. There's absolutely none in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter because it ruins theming. There's one in Jurassic Park. I know, like, if you walk through the bridge, walk the bridge from Harry Potter, or like you're coming from Velocicoaster like this way to Jurassic Park, there's like one right around the corner. There's one there's a whole bunch between Men in Black and The Simpsons. If you're like walking around, like here's the Men in Black ride, here's The Simpsons. Like there's a big Coca-Cola building here. That's a great one. There's one like in like it's New York area, I think. There's some, it's like near Mummy. It's not far. It's like somewhere around that street. I don't remember. There's so many. I think more. I found a few more than that. Those are the ones I can remember where they are. But yeah, they're hard to find. They're hard to come by. And if you're gonna be in the Wizarding World, don't even bother. Don't even bother. Because you're not gonna drink it, and you're never gonna find it. Now, you can get refills in cups, souvenir cups, for $1.49 for other regular beverages. That would be what I would recommend, because A, they have a Harry Potter souvenir cup, this pumpkin juice sipper. And B, your first fill of that one is free. So you get pumpkin juice for free, which is really cool. But I would rather pay $1.49 for a refill when I want one, of like soda, tea, whatever, instead of like paying for a whole day's worth of it, because I might only get one the entire trip. I might only get one per day. I did not get $40. I don't get $40 worth of drinks, because that's what I paid. I prepaid for mine, which is another reason why I didn't like it. And I paid for 3 days, and I didn't really get a full third day, and I didn't know that, I guess, when I booked it, or I didn't think about that when I booked it, whatever. And I didn't even get to use it on my third day, because it had to be reactivated. But it said it was active, but it wasn't working from the machines. It said I was out of fills. Like, it was just annoying, and I was mad. So, yeah. Don't pay for it online. Pay per day. And that way, if you didn't like it on day one, you're done with it. So, alright, moving on. Express Pass. So, Express Pass is Universal Skip the Line Pass. And it does work differently, and I'll explain how it works. But, they have two different kinds of passes for this. They have Unlimited Pass, and they have regular pass. The Unlimited Pass allows you to ride the rides as many times as you would like skip the line as many times as you would like to ride the rides. Whereas the regular pass allows you to only ride the rides once with the pass, to skip the line. So that means, like, I don't know how that works with Hogwarts Express, because they're kind of two different stations. I would imagine you get to ride each way once. But, basically what that means is you can only skip the line once versus unlimited. Now, there are hotels on property that include the Express Unlimited Pass, and if you want to know which ones they are, I've already covered the Universal Orlando hotels on my podcast, and you can go find those wherever you're streaming this, because I don't know. Yeah. So, the way that this pass works is actually my favorite thing ever, and that's why I'm mad at how expensive it is, because it's like $165 for unlimited. It's like $130 or something, I would say, for a regular pass. It's very expensive per day, by the way. Now, you could buy this pass with your tickets if you buy tickets with Express Pass. Now, if you're booking a vacation package, it's a little bit more complex than that. But yeah, if you're just buying regular tickets, you could buy it with your tickets. I would say you could buy it, the vacation package. I have to look into it. I don't know. Anyway, but the way that this pass works is not like Disney, where you have to like go on the app and you have to pick this time and you show up at this time and you scan your thing. It's not like that. In fact, you can just walk right up to the Express Pass line, scan your pass, and go. Whenever you want, however often you want. It's just like that. It is the easiest thing in the world, and that is why I love the Express Pass. I've used it one time, and it was way back in 2018, so it was cheaper, but not really. A little bit cheaper back then. I think we even had unlimited, but we only had one day, which is partially why we didn't really like it so much, because my mom, who booked the trip, who booked everything, thought that she bought it for every single day of the trip. For the Express Pass, there's also an option at Volcano Bay. I didn't discuss it in my blog post, which is what I'm reading off of to know what I'm talking about. But there is an option for Volcano Bay that allows you to skip those lines there. It's like $20, I think. It is definitely a cheaper option. There's not as much rides at Volcano Bay, but also you don't necessarily need it depending on the day that you go. The waits can get really high for some of those rides, like the most popular one, but we'll talk about that more in depth later. So here are the rides included with Express Pass, just because we need to know that. Hold on, my thing is scrolling everywhere but where I want it to. So for Universal Studios Florida Park, It's animal actors on location, Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, E.T. Adventure, Fast and Furious Supercharged, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, The Hogwarts Express, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, Kang and Kudos, Twirl and Hurl, Men in Black Alien Attack, Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, Revenge of the Mummy, The Simpsons, Transformers The Ride, 3D, The Universal Horror Makeup Show, and The Bourne Spectacular. For Islands of Adventure, the attractions are Carousel L, Doctor Doom's Fearfall, Deadly Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, Flight of the Hippogriff, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, Hogwarts Express, Jurassic World River Adventure, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, Popeye and Bluto's Blige Rat Barges, Skull Island Reign of Kong, Storm Force Acceleration, The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, The Cat in the Hat, The High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride, The Incredible Hulk Coaster, and Jurassic World Velocicoaster. So basically, like I said, you can walk up to any one of these rides whenever you want and skip the line for the ride. Any time of the day, whenever you want. You have no predetermined time, whatever. Now I will note the one ride on here that most people would really want to ride is Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, which is why when you go to Universal, you will find that wait to be extremely high because there is no Express Pass option currently. I don't know if they'll ever add it to the Express Pass option. I sincerely doubt it, but they do have it. They do have a single rider line for that if you don't mind splitting up your party. But my ultimate tip, if you want to ride Hagrid's, is to get early park admission by staying on property. Go be there like 7:30 in the morning, be like the first person there and get in line for Hagrid's and ride it first thing in the morning, or wait till the end of the day and single rider the line. It really goes by pretty fast. Like the single rider line does skip a lot. So those are my recommendations. So the My Universal Photos Pass is the memory maker of Universal, but it does not work like Disney. Whereas Disney, when you buy it for like your whole trip. So this can be bought as either a 1 day, a 3 day, or 5 day. And I love that they have the multitude of options here because some people may only go to Universal for 1 day. Some might go for multiple days. I don't know how it works though if you stay more than that. I'm sure they have other options. That's just what I saw when I was looking at it. It's a simple way to get all your photos. You can get ride photos and you can get photos from photographers just like Disney, but they're not like Disney where they have like a million photographers everywhere. In fact, I couldn't even tell you where a single photographer is in those parks to take pictures for you because I've never seen one. Now I don't also like make it a point to meet characters on my trip, so maybe they are there taking pictures. I do remember once upon a time I have a photographer being by the Universal Ball taking photos, like when you're coming to Universal Studios Florida Park.
Hi, it's Maddie. I'm editing here. I didn't really finish covering the Universal photos, so I'm just going to pop in really quick and say, so I didn't really remember seeing lots of photographers. Now, when I did meet the Grinch, yes, there was a photographer taking pictures, and I also wanted to note that you can buy the pictures that you do take, like a ride photo, like you can buy them as like individual photos, so you do not have to pay for the pass, like if you're only getting like your Hagrid's photo or whatever. Also, Rip Ride Rocket offers a video form of the ride, like literally it videos you while you're on the ride because you get to listen to music and stuff, and you can buy that. I don't know the price, and I do know that Harry Potter has the Shutter Buttons photography sessions, but that's an exclusive price anyway. I don't think it'd be included with your Universal photos. It might be if you just do a print, and I do know that there's a Simpsons couch photo somewhere, but I don't know about that. All I remember photos from are like Spider-Man meet and greet and the Grinch meet and greet, and like I said, the Universal Ball. That's it on the photos. Carry on.
Oh, there's two parks, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. Yes, I know we're getting Epic Universe, but we are not getting Epic Universe until next year, and I don't have full details on everything regarding Epic Universe, so we're going to cover Epic Universe when it opens. I actually would love to go when it opens, so I hope, I'm still a travel agent, I hope maybe we get a fam trip. That'd be really cool. Anyway, I think I'm finally done booking today. So that was fun. So let's get into it. Islands of Adventure is an interactive, Islands of Adventure has shows and interactive attractions that bring your favorite stories, myths, cartoons, comic book heroes, and children's tales to life. It's a very fun detail. It's full of fun themed lands that offer all kinds of rides, dining, and more. here are the themed lands. So we've got Seuss Landing, the Lost Continent, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade, Jurassic Park, Skull Island, Reign of Kong, which is very small, Toon Lagoon, Marvel Superhero Island, and Port of Entry. Now that's actually backwards. It's actually supposed to go the other way, but that's the way I always go when I go to Universal, and anybody who's going to the Wizarding World, that's the way you're going to go too, because it's quicker to get you there. So, I've already covered the Wizarding World in full an entire episode, but just to give you a quick little recap, they have 3 rides, including Hagrid's. They have the 3 broomsticks for dining, and they have the interactive wands, and all kinds of fun stuff at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Also, before I continue, most rides, not all rides, most rides on property at Universal require you to use a locker. So my ultimate tip for you guys is to bring a lanyard with a little pouch to put your tickets and stuff in. If you stay at a Premier Hotel that gets you Express Pass, you're going to need your room key for the Express Pass, but also just to have your room key in general for all resorts. You want your ticket, any other things you might need, like if you want to carry your ID and your like credit card in here, so you always have it. Totally cool, do whatever you want, just you have to might have to pull it out. That's how I carried mine. I had my ticket on the front and my room key on the back, and so I could just flip it over, and I had my stuff all the time whenever I needed it, because you need your ticket for lockers, you need your ticket for park hopping from park to park if you have a park to park ticket, which I will explain, and you need it for yeah, I think that's it. So anyway, Seuss Landing is a super fun land. I love Seuss Landing. At Christmas time, it actually gets an overhaul theme to Grinchmas. It doesn't change the land. It gets like Christmas decorations, and it's like Grinch took over. They have like the Who's come out and sing, and they can talk to people and meet people. They have a Grinch meet and greet at Christmas time. I waited 4 hours to meet the Grinch Christmas time, so you're going to be waiting a very long time if you decide to do that. They have a dining with the Grinch, which I would recommend if you could do it, but I waited too long and I didn't want to pay $60 for it. If I'd have known I was going to wait 4 hours, I would have absolutely done it. I would have preferred eating breakfast with the Grinch over waiting 4 hours in line. That's ridiculous. And then they have, like a Whoville spectacular show that I did not get to see because I waited so long for the Grinch and then I moved on. I was like, I'm over it. Plus I was hungry, I wanted to go eat, and then I could go back, but then I just forgot, so. The attractions in this area, / entertainment, include the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride, Kara Seuss L, Oh, the Stories You'll Hear, Dr. Seuss Character Zone, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, The Cat in the Hat, and If I Ran the Zoo. Dining here includes Moose Goose Juice, blah, 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 Moose Goose Juice. I can't say that. Hop on Pop Ice Cream Shop, Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous, and Green Eggs and Ham Cafe. And there's also fun Grinch themed food at some of these during Grinchmas. So the Lost Continent area is the next area over, and it used to have a big attraction, but it does not anymore, and it's just kind of wasted space now, which kind of bugs me, so I hope they do something with it soon. But they just have some dining, and it's Doc Sugru's Desert Kebab House, Fire Eater Grills, in the ever so famous Mythos restaurant, which has literally won awards for theme park dining. They sell like octopus and stuff here, so if you want to eat here, you can get a reservation on Universal's website, whatever. I don't know if I would eat here, but if you want to eat here, you go right ahead. And this area also has a little shortcut to Jurassic Park, just to let you guys know. Right after that Mythos restaurant on the map, there's like a little path that will take you this way, and then you're at Jurassic World Velocicoaster. And so this basically just bypasses the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. You can walk through the Wizarding World. It's just if you wanted to get to Velocicoaster faster, it's the first ride you want to ride that day, that would be the way that I tell you to go. Because the line for Hagrid's and the craziness will make it a little crazier to get to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter through that. Also, it takes you straight to Velocicoaster instead of you having to walk a little bit to Jurassic Park and then that little detour if you don't know where it is, because it's like a whole separate spot. Anyway. Jurassic Park is the next land after the Wizarding World. Like I said, I've already covered the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in detail on this podcast already. So if you want to go check out that episode. So this, like I said, it kind of has 2 areas. So it has Jurassic Park area and then like the Jurassic World area. The Jurassic World area is just the Jurassic World Velocicoaster ride. But it's like on the water and they're connected via the Discovery Center. So like if you're watching, here's Velocicoaster, here's Discovery Center, here's Jurassic Park. and they have other fun attractions such as Camp Jurassic, which if I remember correctly from many years ago when I went, it's like a fun little like explore thing that you can do if you're a kid. Like it has like little net things you can walk through and stuff. It's fun. I don't know how to say it, the flyer thing. Now this you have to have a kid to ride, or you can't ride it. You can't ride it by yourself. You have to ride with like a little kid who's like 38 inches or whatever. So just so you know. Jurassic Park River Adventure. There's a raptor encounter where you can like meet raptors. And the Discovery Center and Velocicoaster. So yeah, and the Discovery Center is really cool. They have some of the dining in the Discovery Center, but also if you go downstairs, they have like all kinds of history on dinosaurs. And then beyond that, you can even like maybe name a dinosaur. My brother did many years ago, and it was fun. The dining options here are Thunder Falls Terrace, Pizza Predatoria, the Burger Digs, and the Watering Hole. So that's that. The next land is Skull Island Reign of Kong, and that's literally it. The entire land is just this ride. I don't know why they made it a land. I guess because it doesn't fit with the theming of the next land, and it's like, why not? I wish that they would expand it and make it more of a whole Kong themed area, but this is basically the King Kong ride. And that's all it has. Is that right? The next land is Toon Lagoon, and yeah, based off of knowing what that land's like, that doesn't fit in with King Kong. Not at all. So this is where you're going to find like comic strip characters and stuff. They have classic comic strip characters, meet and greets. They have Me Ship the Olive, the Popeye and Bluto's Belage Rat Barges, and Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. And from what I've heard about water rides at Universal, because I have not ridden them, if I have, it was a long time ago, you get soaked. Like if you think you got wet on Splash Mountain, when it was open, it's like 10 times that. At Universal. My sister said that they literally had to buy new shoes because they were so soaked. And then the dining in this area is the Comic Strip Cafe, Blondie's, and Wimpy's. And I think I've seen that Wimpy's isn't always open, just to let you guys know. Alright, and finally we have Marvel's Superhero Island. Now when you walk in, if you walk the way of the map, saying like for land first, this is the first land technically, but everybody goes the other way to go to Hagrid's. So this might be your final land. That's why I put it in this order. So the thing about the Marvel thing too that people always wonder about that I want to tell you guys is it's like a east of the Mississippi River thing where Universal east of the Mississippi River owns the rights to have Marvel characters in their theme park. So we can't have any Marvel characters at Disney World featured in Marvel's Superhero Island at Universal, but west of the Mississippi River, they can do that. So that's why they're able to have Avengers Campus in Disneyland, but not Disney World. But we can't have the Guardians ride because the Guardians are not featured at Universal. So that's the deal on that. So this themed land has some attractions and meet and greets like the Incredible Hulk Coaster, Storm Force Acceleration, Doctor Doom's Fearfall, The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, and Meet the Marvel Superheroes. And I remember there's a Spider-Man meet and greet for sure in like one of the gift shops, which is really cool because you can get like your photo like a comic book, or at least you used to could. But I've seen that there's other like Avengers and Marvel characters that come out too, which is really cool. The dining here is Cafe 4, Auntie Anne's Pretzels, and Captain America's Diner. Now, I don't know if it's brought it back, if they don't have it anymore, what. They used to have character dining with the characters here. It might be at Cafe 4. I thought it was Captain America's Diner, but when I last looked at Captain America's Diner, it didn't look like it was character dining, so I don't know. And then, actually, the real final land here is Port of Entry. This is like the area you walk into when you walk into the park. No matter which way you go, this is gonna be the land you come to. I actually just saw a video that on YouTube somewhere that showed like some more in-depth things that I did not know about this land because, everybody just runs right through it to go to wherever they want to go. But this is like a land where they have dining mainly. So if you go left, it's Seuss Landing. If you go right, it is Marvel Superhero Island. And I just want to let you guys know, if you are doing Marvel and then you want to do Harry Potter, do not keep going like from the direction you went. Like go back left, go back to the Port of Entry and then through Seuss Landing because it is a shorter path to Harry Potter than walking all the way around. And that is part of why I think everybody in my family was so tired in 2021 when we went to Universal that day, because they did that, because they didn't have me. So this land has dining like the Croissant Moon Bakery, Confisco Grill, Backwater Bar, Starbucks, and Cinnabon. I think Confisco Grill is where they did the Grinch character, like, breakfast during Christmas time, but I'm not sure. Or at least it was last year. Backwater Bar has some drinks. That's a bar. They have Starbucks. They have Cinnabon. You know, generic places. Bakery. It's fun. All right. Let's move on to Universal Studios Florida Park. So, in my opinion, Islands of Adventure is not the best park. I mean, it has Hagrid's, it has Velocicoaster, it has, like, the rides, but, like, that's it. I don't really care enough about the Marvel stuff because I don't like an Incredible Hulk coaster. I'm not gonna ride Doctor Doom's, you know, like, I've never ridden Spider-Man, but, like, I'm fine without riding it. So, for me, like, when I go to the parks, I usually just go to ride Velocicoaster and Harry Potter, and then I go to the other park, because that's where all the other stuff is that I want to do. Especially if you have one day, that's the better option. Now, if you have more than one day, you can do whatever you want. But I just never seem to want to do water rides when I go to Universal. And last time it was even hot, and I wish I had, but, like, also was wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt on the day I would have wanted to, and so it was a whole thing. So, Universal Studios Florida Park is the other theme park. So when you're walking to the parks, if you're walking through City Walk, I didn't even cover City Walk, I'll get there. You can go left to go to Islands, go right to go to Universal Studios Florida Park. Now, they're connected through two other entrances within the parks. There's one right under Rip Ride Rocket, and there's it goes to Sue's Land, and there's the main entrance, of course, and there's the Hogwarts Express. The Hogwarts Express, though, can get pretty high of a wait, so if you don't want to wait, I recommend trying to do one of the other entrances. The themed lands in this park are Minion Land, New York, San Francisco, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter / London, because they have a little bit of a London area out front, World Expo, Springfield, Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone, which is going to be DreamWorks Land soon, and Hollywood. Super fun. So, Minion Land is the newest land. It used to, I don't know what it used to be, actually. I couldn't tell you what the land was before. But I do know it had just the Minion attraction, and then it had, like, Shrek and all kinds of other stuff. Now it's all Minion, all the time. So they have VillainCon, Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, and the Illumination Theater. I don't know what's at the Illumination Theater, because I've never been there before. But I know VillainCon is like a shooter game, and Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem is just like a simulation-style ride with the Minions. Not my favorite ride, but that's me. This is definitely the land for little kiddos. The dining options here are Bake My Day, Freeze Ray Pops, Illuminations Minion Cafe, and Pop-A-Nana. Pop-A-Nana, yes, sells banana-flavored popcorn, in case you're wondering, because Minions. Alright, so, Universal, of course, like all parks, has a big circle. And this is the part where you have the big circle. And you can go left, or you can go right. If you go left, you go to New York. If you go right, you go to Hollywood. And you kind of have to almost go all the way around just to get all the way around. Now, there is, I think, a bridge between Simpsons and Harry Potter. That's all I know of. And it's, like, further back, so it's not quite a bridge. So New York, though, has Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, Meet the Transformers, Transformers The Ride, 3D, Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon, Marilyn and the Diamond Bellas, Revenge of the Mummy, The Blues Brothers, Sing It, and Vamos. That's all I'm going to say for that. I don't know the other word. Did I say Vamos right? I hope I did. Lots of great options here. These are all, like, great rides. Great rides. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is a roller coaster. Revenge of the Mummy is an indoor roller coaster. And Transformers is a simulation, as well as Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon. Now, the Jimmy Fallon ride's okay. I wrote it. It's okay. I literally walked on this ride. So I didn't wait, but if I waited for more than, like, 5 minutes, I think I would have been like, really? It wasn't that great. So, dining in the New York area, oh my god, come on, includes Finnegan's Bar and Grill, Auntie Anne's Pretzels, Haagen-Dazs, Starbucks, and Louis' Italian Restaurant. So they don't have much on the dining front in this area because, like, Starbucks doesn't really sell food. Haagen-Dazs is ice cream. Auntie Anne's pretzels is pretzels. Like, all they have is those two. And, yeah. Alright, so the next area is San Francisco. All they have here is the Fast and Furious ride and Beat Builders. I am not a fan of the Fast and Furious ride. At all. I don't think anybody is. If you are, why? I just want to know. Honestly. I'm not judging you. I just want to know. What is it that you see in this that I don't? Like, this should be like a test track style ride, not some simulation where you're on a party bus. I get why they did it like that, because they added it to the studio tour at Hollywood. But, like, that works for Hollywood because they have the whole other studio tour that's really cool. So it's not so, like, bad that you're like, oh, okay. But, like, in Orlando, there's nothing to connect it to. It's not... Anyway. Dining here includes Richard's Burger Company, Chez Alcatraz, Lombard Seafood Grill, and San Francisco's Pastry Company. And Chez Alcatraz is a shark-themed bar, of course, that has the remnants of the Jaws attraction that Diagon Alley replaced. Which means you can go get your picture with the big shark. Not a real shark. Like, you know, it's a hanging shark. Alright, next you'll find the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Like I said, I've already covered that. And then the next area is World Expo if you keep walking all the way around. Not take the bridge, all the way around. And World Expo currently only has the one attraction of Men in Black Alien Attack. Now they also have a Coca-Cola building here to get drinks. And then you have Springfield to keep walking all the way around. If you've been to Universal ever in the past, if you want to know what some of these rides were in the past, I can tell you some of them. The Simpsons ride used to be a Back to the Future ride. And so nearby, once you get through Simpsons Land, they have the Back to the Future car and the train that you can take a photo with, because why not? Universal still owns Back to the Future. It's just not as popular currently as something like The Simpsons that is still running with its 32nd season on television right now. Not everybody likes the Simpsons ride. I do. But I also did go watch a POV of the Back to the Future ride, and I wasn't really the biggest fan. So, alright. So in Springfield, for the attractions, they just have the Simpsons ride and Kang and Kudo's Twirl and Hurl. That ride is like a Dumbo ride, but like Simpsons themed. The Simpsons ride is a simulation ride, and this one has the hugest ride capacity ever, so if you think that weight's really high, it's probably not as bad as you think it is. The dining here includes Duff Brewery, Fast Food Boulevard, and Moe's Tavern. And Fast Food Boulevard is really cool. It has like a big variety of options. Like it has pizzas, burgers, chicken. There's a taco truck outside. They have the donut place too. They have all like kinds of options here. So if you want to if you don't know what you want to eat until you eat, this is definitely the area you want to be in, because you can kind of decide right when you're there. Whereas like anywhere else, any other land, you kind of have to walk up and be like, oh, this is what they have here. And you have to keep walking around. This one, they have like everything you can think of for generic American food. Not like Italian and all that too. Like they had salads and chicken, and they had chicken and waffles at the chicken place. Pizza, burgers, like everything. Now the next area is Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. Now, when I looked at the map, it doesn't show the Kid Zone really much on the map, but it's there. Currently, all it has is the Animal Actors on Location, a SpongeBob meet and greet, Kid Zone Pizza Company, and the E.T. attraction. But this summer, we're getting DreamWorks Land like right next to it. So I don't know if they're gonna retheme the whole land to DreamWorks Land and keep Kid Zone or not. I'm not sure. But the DreamWorks Land coming soon is getting a Shrek a meet and greet, a Trolls coaster, and something else that I can't remember. So that's fun. The next area is the Hollywood area. This is the final area. They have attractions / entertainment such as NBC Media Center, Drive-In and Dance, Character Party Zone, Universal Orlando's Horror Makeup Show, Hollywood Character Zone, and the Bourne Spectacular. None of these are actually attractions. The Bourne Spectacular and the Horror Makeup Show are like shows, and I don't know what the rest are. I think they're just shows. They're not like shows. Like the Bourne and the Horror Makeup Show. They're like simulation attraction kind of shows, if you know what I mean. Dining in the Hollywood area entails Cafe La Bamba, Mel's Drive-In, Schwab's Pharmacy, and Today Cafe. And my mom It's so funny. I think I don't know what she was shopping for, but she said she went to that Schwab pharmacy thinking it was an actual pharmacy, and then she was like, oh, it's just a front. It's a whole, like, restaurant. And I was like, that's funny. Whoever decided to do that is hilarious. Alright, so I forgot to cover City Walk before I, oh my god, started with the parks. So let's do City Walk really quick, and then that is it for this video. So when you arrive at Universal, whether you ride via bus from your hotel or your parking, you're gonna have to go through City Walk. So the first thing you do is you get through all the moving escalators. And you go through security, and then you are right there by City Walk. So if you're taking a bus from a hotel, you get like right to it, whereas like you might have to walk through several depending on which parking area you're in. And if you're going to Volcano Bay from the parking garage, you do have to go all the way to like the security, and then you have to go down a level to go to the bus to Volcano Bay. So I do recommend staying on property if you're going to do Volcano Bay as well, because it's just easier. You get to go on a bus straight to Volcano Bay from your resort. But City Walk is full of shops, dining, and even a mini golf course. So they have a mini golf course. It's called the Hollywood Drive-In Golf. They have Universal Cinemark, which is Cinemark, like it's a movie theater. And then they have other fun dining options. So they have, of course, have the Hard Rock Cafe, they have Margaritaville, they have Bubba Gump's Shrimp Company, all kinds of great, like, sit-down places that you need a reservation for. They have the awesome Toothsome, which is between the two parks by Hard Rock Cafe. That is, like, milkshake heaven. And they have some crazy milkshakes here. And they have Auntie Anne, Cinnabon, Voodoo Donut. Those are some more quick dining options. If you go up to the higher story, they have like a sandwich place, Burger King. I think Burger King. I don't know. Something. They have all kind of stuff up there. And of course they have entertainment sometimes, like at the Hard Rock Cafe. Maybe some of these restaurants might have some. Whatever. So here's my thing with the City Walk that I want to tell you guys. If you want to dine at City Walk at any of the places that require a reservation, book your reservation at least day of in advance for that morning, because I can guarantee you when you walk out of City Walk, everybody else is going to be thinking the same thing, and they are going to be getting tables, and then when you finally get there, you may not get a table because they fill up really fast. City Walk is the busiest after the park closes, both parks, not just one, both, but more so both than just one, but maybe when one closes. Like literally we went one night just to go when we got there, and it was like 8 o'clock and it was so busy. And then when we left the park the next day, which was earlier than the park closing, everybody was like, there's like nobody in City Walk. And I'm like, yeah, it's because the park hasn't closed yet. Everybody's in the park. Everybody gets their money's worth out of their park tickets, and then they go to City Walk for fun. And City Walk, if you're staying on property, you can get a bus from City Walk up till like 2 a.m. So if you wanted to check out other resorts, you totally can. And you can even do it after your park day if you're smart about making sure you stay on time. Because if you have to walk to your resort because they don't have a bus anymore, oh, you're going to be in trouble. Now, I don't know about the water taxi service, how long that runs, but they offer shuttles up until 2 a.m. I'm sure the water taxis, it's the same. Because there are a few resorts that are water taxi eligible, and the water taxi gets you a lot closer to those parks. Now, unless you're staying in the summer, you can still get to your resort after 2 a.m. because they have the garden walk, but then you have to walk 2 miles, and no one wants to do that at 2 a.m. So, don't be dumb. But basically, the hours of the buses are up to an hour after City Walk closes. So if City Walk closes at 1 a.m., buses stop at 2. Which I think is great. Now, I don't know how Epic Universe is going to work, but I would imagine, unless they do a parking situation at Epic Universe that you can go to for just that one day if you're not staying on property, that they will probably do the same thing as Volcano Bay, where they have a bus from the parking garage that you have to get to go to Epic Universe. So, you want to be there early. Alright, so that's it for the Universal Orlando theme parks. I'm going to do, of course, like I said, another video on Volcano Bay soon. So, another episode. I will see you guys in the next one.